Okay, hi, Corky again. So I have a couple more things I wanted to tell you, and one of them is that we have patterns in our life. Patterns are really important. So if you realize our bodies are all in patterns, our heartbeat, our lungs, we breathe in and out. It's a pattern. Our heartbeat has a beat to it. Ba-bum, ba-bum, ba-bum. We have a pattern for that. We eat at certain times. That's a pattern. We sleep at certain times. That's a pattern. So when we put our vision board, 3 minutes in the morning, 3 minutes at night, it's a pattern which will be readily accepted from your subconscious. Your subconscious will be expecting it. It will be excited to hear about this. And pretty soon it completely absorbs it because your subconscious does not know the difference between real and unreal. It doesn't understand it. It doesn't get it. If you focus and visualize this and see it happening as an actual video in your mind, it's happening. And your subconscious is getting it as reality. And you do that twice a day, it starts to happen. Don't ask me how, because that's not, it's none of our business how, but it really does start to happen. So I long ago when I just kind of heard about them, about vision boards or about focusing, and I wasn't even sure what I was to do. So I went to the dealership of the make and model of the car that I needed. And I needed to have 7 seatbelts, and there wasn't very many cars to choose from. So I went to the dealership, got one of those little booklets, cut out a picture of the van that I wanted, and I put it on my wall. It didn't have any green tape or anything. I just focused and focused and focused on having that. And I prayed and pleaded that I could have this. I really needed 7 seatbelts because I had 5 kids, and plus my husband and I. So I needed to have this van. Well, the color of the van was blue. I wanted a white one because I was told that white was safer. And so I put this blue van up on my wall. Sure enough, I ended up with a blue van. But I talked to the people, and they were 2.5 hours away, the dealership. And I was talking to the sales rep. And he told me, that he would take my car in as a down payment. And I said, but it's not in that great a shape. And we were afraid it wasn't even going to make it the 2.5 hour drive. We didn't think it would. It literally chugged into, if you could see it, it just chugged, and it was just basically on its last legs when we drove it in to the dealership 2.5 hours away. And they took it in. They gave us the van. We qualified. How in the world? I have no idea. There was no way on earth we could afford to qualify, but we did. And we drove home in this van that only had 9,000 miles on it. And it was perfect for us. It had all-wheel drive. It fit everybody in the seatbelts. It was just perfect. It was so perfect for us. And that was my first experience with vision boards. And that was, I think it was 89, because that was when my last child was born. And so in 1989, I made my first vision board work. And then after that, it kept getting easier and easier for them to actually happen. So you get to be good at what you're doing with these, because you start to really see yourself having them, because you have the experience of knowing that you did already. You've got your book, you can call it whatever you want, but you've got your book that works. So you might as well just focus on that every day, realizing that you can do it. And that starts to give your subconscious data that it needs to have in order to know that it's really truly going to work. Then you just start focusing on what it is that you want, and it starts to unfold. And sometimes it happens instantaneously. So here's what happened. Oh gosh, I guess it was about 5 years ago. No, it's more than that. Anyway, 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago, we needed to move. Our landlord, we were renting after we had bought and sold our house during that crazy time when there was a big pop in the bubble of housing. So we just decided we were going to rent. Well, our landlord said that he wanted the house back. And that was going to present a problem because our businesses had just crumbled. We had 2 franchises and they had just crumbled, and we needed a house. And I said, we need to find a house now. And so I said to my husband, I said, okay, so we're going to live in the best house we've ever lived in. The best house. It's going to be a dreamy house. And we are going to love this house. And we're going to be able to afford it. And he said, well, it's going to have to be free. Because I don't know what we're going to do right now. So I looked in the paper the next day. And this is no joke. I looked in the paper the next day. And there was this man advertising that he had a couple houses for rent. So I called him because there was no price. And so I called him and I said, can I come see these houses that you have? And he said, sure. And so he showed me a couple of the houses and I kept saying, how much are they? How much are they a month? He says, well, you know, let's just talk. You know, I'll show you all the houses and you can pick which one you like the best and then we'll talk. So I picked the house that I call it my Rapunzel house because it was a $500,000 home. It was brand new. Nobody had ever lived in it before. It was the best house that I could ever have lived in. It had a Rapunzel balcony in the upstairs where my office actually ended up being. And he said, the house is for free. The rental of the house is free. We just needed to help him in getting a loan for the next house. I said, sure. I don't have anything to lose. I have no place to go. We're starting up another business, but it's not going to be full-blown and running until later. I needed a place to live with my family. So we went ahead and agreed with him. We ended up not even signing any papers or doing any more of with our commitment. We asked him. He said, no, I'm not going to bother with it, but you can keep living there if you want. We lived in this house for 1 year. It was huge. It had like 6 or 8 bedrooms. I don't know. I can't even remember how many bedrooms. It had a lot of bedrooms. We rented out 2 of those rooms to these 2 ladies. So that gave us another $700 a month. And we lived there for an entire year and got on our feet, got things going with our new business. So we were it was amazing. We got a free house and it was the best house we had ever lived in. And all we did was say that that's what was going to happen and agree that that was going to happen and not joke about it, that it was really real. And it happened. We actually moved into that house and lived there for an entire year. And when we left, the bank, it went into foreclosure. The bank offered us $1,000 to leave it clean. And we did. And so not only did we get it free, we got to get $700 extra a month and we got $1,000 when we left. So crazy, I know. But you say it and it happens. Once you get this down, once you get all that emotion going and you're feeling it and you're seeing it and you're knowing it, it can happen like that. It can happen fast. I mean, whoever gets a free house for an entire year and gets to charge rent to somebody else, it just happens. When you create it in your mind, it happens. And you've got to be happy. So when crap happens and it hits you right smack dab in the face, you've got to turn it around and be happy with what you have. So be happy with the clunker of the car because you'll end up with the right car. Be happy with the things that you have because it will turn around. If you're on the frequency of happy, you're going to have more things to be happy about tomorrow. I don't know. Just humor me because I know some people are probably going, yeah, right. But my vision board works. My vision board works. I took off 3 things last summer. In 1 month, I took off 3 things. So my vision board works. And I'm doing exactly what I'm telling you to do. There's a lot more to it. And we're going to go into that in January. And I'm going to share that with you. That's going to be called the advanced vision boards. So I want to share this with you. I want to share this with the world because I know that they work. So enjoy your life. Have fun. And share this with your friends. Tell your friends about this video because it's free. They can have their vision boards work. Tell them about this video. Have a great day and live your life just the way you want it.